Hey guys, everybody up here. This is Mr. Toby Kinkley. He works for Faith Baptist School, and he has graciously given his time today to give you a message. He's put a lot of time into it. I'm going to see the Lord for you, so please give him your undivided attention. Amen?
Amen. I'm not going to use a microphone, but I don't want you to think I'm screaming at you. I have what's called a severe case of passion, so I will talk loud at certain points. And that's all right. I'm not your atypical speaker. I am a religion student at Liberty University. I'm not the least bit concerned with how I look to you today. My main purpose and my biggest concern is what you do tomorrow. What are you going to do with the information that you have? Are you just going to hold it in, hostage? Do you not have any idea what to do with it? Or will you share it with someone tomorrow? There are lots of excuses out there, and I've heard them all, and I've used them all, on why we're not going to share the Word of God with someone tomorrow. We might say something like, all my friends are Christians. Find somebody who isn't. I guarantee you your search will not be long. If we turn around the mirror on ourselves, I guarantee you there's somebody sitting in here who doesn't have any clue as to who God is. That means that we're not doing our job. We're not talking to people about God. I'm not going to make any friends today, and I don't care. It's not about shoving Bibles in people's faces. God has never asked you to do anything. He's not some beggar outside on the side of the street who needs something from you. He is the almighty creator of the universe, and this is not a book of suggestions. He says, build a large boat. Now get this and take in all this information. Build a large boat out of cypress wood, waterproof it with tar, inside and out. Construct the decks and the holes throughout the interior. Make it 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, 45 feet high. Leave an 18-inch opening all the way around. Put the door on the side. Build 3 decks inside the boat. Lower, middle, upper. Look, 17. I'm about to cover the earth with a flood, destroy every living thing there is. But I will confirm my covenant with you. You know how many flippin' animals there are? And I got to hunt for them all? No, it didn't say none of that. All it did is he commanded. He didn't do as God suggested. He didn't do as some bum outside in the forest said, hey, I think it's it. They want the miracles in their lives without giving God the time of day. They want to pray to pass that test, or for that girl or that boy to call, or for that iPod or that cell phone. And sometimes it's more serious. And trust me, because I know. You want to pray for mom or dad to stop fighting. You want to pray for mom or dad to spend more time with you. I know that there are struggles, no matter what it is. You have to know who's in control. I wonder if we know who our daddy is. Who's your daddy? We tell ourselves that God is number one, and we may act like it on Wednesday night. But come Thursday, our actions or where our eyes are focused don't tell the same story. We start off on what I like to call the path of good intentions. We accept Jesus into our hearts and our eyes are locked on him. And then something pretty walks by. And maybe that something pretty is that first drink. Maybe it's that first smoke. Maybe it's that first drug. Maybe it's that first lie. Maybe it's the first time you had the opportunity to cheat. Maybe it's the first time you and the girl or boyfriend have been alone together. If you look at being with that boy or girl long enough, you're going to be having sex. If you look at those drugs long enough, you're going to be doing them. You just cannot. And I'm telling you, you can... No, I pray that you don't try it to prove me wrong. But I'm telling you, you cannot be in those situations and not take part in it. Eventually, you will break. You're not that strong. I'm not that strong. I learned the hard way. I don't want you to have to learn that. It says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down. Not some of them. Not some of the deadbeats that do the drugs and cheat and lie and steal. Every weight that strips us down. Do something. Stop screwing around playing games. Because this isn't a game. When I found Christ, it was kind of like a flood for me. Because I went from the worst of the worst, sinners, in my mind anyway, to Mr. Godly overnight. We started going to church, and I became friends with the pastors there and some guys involved in the music, and I wanted so badly to be like them. Because that's where God was, and if I was close to them, I was next to God. We started doing things like praying before each meal. Things like reading the Bible to the kids before they went to bed. Things that Christians do, and I'm not saying you're not supposed to, because you are. But we started doing these things. But not because that's what we're supposed to do as a believer in God, but because that made me look good to my wife. I was a Christian, and I was better than any of you, and I was especially better than people outside these walls. Because they had no idea what this was about. And I didn't care if they did. Y'all ever seen that show, Pimp My Ride? Yeah. Either you did or I'm very old. It was on MTV. I love the show. I just liked how they would take those old junkers and turn them into awesome machines. Right? Maybe you haven't looked at me since the last time you prayed. Because the only time you look at me is when you need something. Or if this is just a fun time to come on, place to come on Wednesday. Thursday, it's out of your mind. I have been there, I've lived it. I've sat in that church and bawled because of what the dude up there on the stage was saying. And walked out that door and didn't give a rip. Because it was back to the same old partying lifestyle. It's all fun and games. It only matters inside these walls. Such a sad existence. But you can be struggling in school, and that doesn't make you a failure. That's not who you are. And I had zero intention on talking about it because it's tough for me. But I'll tell you what, I was always the fat kid. Always. And it defined me. Well, the biggest part of that is when you let circumstances define you, other circumstances will find you. Because when you're the fat kid that nobody likes, maybe you're tall, you're thin, you're funny looking, you're different, whatever it is, if you're that person, the guy over there doing drugs who's nice to you is very appealing. And he was to me. He was my best friend. The group over there that lied and cheated and stole, my best friends. Because my fat didn't matter to them. All that mattered to them was getting high. Have you ever said in your short life that, hey, it's not all about me anymore? There comes a time when you have to say that this is it. You have to. And the most annoying saying I have ever heard in my life is, well, it's never too late. And it annoys me because it's not true. There is a point in your life where it's too late. And the only thing about it is, you don't know when it is. I don't know when it is, and if anybody tells you they do, they're lying. You don't know when it is. What I like much, much better is, it's never too soon. I like to say that I wouldn't change anything in my life because the circumstances of my life make me who I am, but that's crap. I'm telling you what, if I was 7 and I could be in his shoes, I'd be there today. None of you in here are 7 years old. Act like it. Take all the time you need. We don't have an altar up here, but I would beg you to stand up, turn around, and drop to your knees and talk to him. And if it's your first time and you've never asked him to come into your heart, just today, just ask him and listen for the answer. Dear God, I thank you just for everything you have done for us, and use your power to bring them to you, Lord, because it's never too soon. I thank you for the opportunity to just share some of my life. It's in your name I pray. Amen. If you know the words to the song, sing. If not, pray. Listen to the words, to the holy words that we're singing to God. This is not a time to get social. This is a time for you and God to become one. And I just pray that you use it.